Okay, here's some review, some review number 5, and this is 7 and 8. And I had some technical difficulties, and I had to kind of re-record this, so I wouldn't save my file. Sometimes that happens, and it's kind of inconvenient. But I've already put these sketches in and these points, so you'll just have to kind of follow what goes on. But these are pretty easy. This is just the absolute value of x, and this is a piecewise function. In other words, it's equal to x when x is greater than or equal to 0, and it's equal to negative x when x is less than or equal to 0. In other words, if x is negative 1, it's less than or equal to 0, so negative 1 is positive 1. So it's always positive. So it's not too bad. They're real easy to graph. They behave a lot like parabolas, except when we're doing some calculus on them, then we have to be careful. But otherwise, when we sketch them, we do shifts. They're very similar to parabolas and a shape equation. So this is real easy. When x is 0, the absolute value is 0 is 0. When x is 1 or negative 1, the absolute value of 1 or negative 1 is 1. 2 or negative 2, the absolute value is 2. 3 or negative 3, the absolute value is 3. So there you go, just a nice simple v. Here it's the same shape, except I've got a shift of negative 2, so it's a vertical shift of negative 2, so I go down 2. And then again, from here I go over 1, up 1, back 1, up 1, over 2, up 2, back 2, up 2, etc. So it's the same shape. And the slopes on these, if there's no number in front, are either positive 1 or negative 1. Now here we do have a number in front, so this makes it a little skinnier. We have a vertical shift of 1. So I'm going to go up 1, no horizontal shift. And then, again, I've got a number in front, so that's going to make it like the parabola. If you put a whole number in front of parabola, it makes it skinnier. Well, this makes this a little skinnier. And we can try some points. So when x is 0, the absolute value is 0, 0. And this is basically the shape equation, not with the shift. So if I use the shape equation, because I've already taken into consideration the shift, then I go over 1. The absolute value 2 times 1 is 2. And if I go over 2, the 2 times 2 is 4. So I go over 1 or back 1, I go up 2 times that. If I go when x is 2, the absolute value of 2 is 4. And I'm going from this point here, so I'm taking into consideration the shift. You could use the table of values using that function too. It's just better to use the shape equations because we only see so many of these. Okay, then over here, remember if we have y equals x squared, it's shaped like a u. If y equals negative x squared, it's shaped like an n. Or it's open in the positive direction or the negative direction. This is the same idea. This is going to be open in the negative direction because I got a negative in front of that. And then otherwise it's the same shape. So it's a V over 1 except for down 1, over 2, down 2, over 3 or back 3, down 3. So it's just an A. So these are pretty easy. And the same shape except I'm shifting it vertically up 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a vertical shift of 3. And then again, over 1, back 1, down 1, over 2, back 2, down 2, over 3, back 3, down 3, and there you go. So it's just basically the standard shape. Okay, now we change the shape a little bit. Okay, so here my shape is a little bit different. And this is my shape equation over here. Y equals negative 0.5x, and I do have a shift, so I'll put that shift down here as negative 1, so it's a vertical shift of negative 1. And then again, I'll just do my shape equation. So since it's 1/2, I'll pick even values for x. When x is 2, half of 2 is 1, negative 1, and negative 1 is negative 2. All right, I could do it like that, or I could just stay from here. I'm going to say, when if I use the shape equation, I'm going to go plus or minus 2. It's going to be negative 1. So if I just use the shape equation, I can go plus or minus 2. Then I go down 1. Okay, because that's half of 2 is 1. All right, or if I go plus or minus 4, when x is plus or minus 4, what's half of, the absolute value of 4 is 4, what's half of 4? 2, but that's negative 2. So y is negative 2. So you can build your shape equation off of that, or you could actually find your points using that. They're pretty easy to find the points. Okay, I hope that makes sense.